Hello everyone, and welcome to Vintage Story. I'm the Gallant Goose, and today we're diving into one of my absolute favorite survival games. If this is your first time seeing Vintage Story, you might make the obvious comparison to Minecraft, but trust me, it's a vastly different game. Vintage Story really hones in on the survival aspects, making every step of progression feel meaningful. From gathering your basic starting resources to getting enough materials to just craft your first pickaxe, it's all about survival in a world that feels alive and harsh. In this series, we'll be exploring everything the game has to offer. So whether you're a longtime fan of survival games or just looking for something fresh, I think you're going to enjoy this journey. So, let's get started. And here we are. Welcome into this world. Now, this is a world that I took some time to find and definitely looked around until I found a good seed that I was happy with and met a handful of prerequisites, which we'll get into in a bit. But this is our spawn. Now, it looks like we got some ruins right around here. We do have a vessel right here, which has ore in it. We'll leave that for now, as I don't really have the space to gather up anything too crazy of excess. Is there anything in here? Doesn't look like it. Now, for those of you who are new to the game, as you can see, we only have our hotbar of space, so we'll go ahead and get started pretty quick here now. One of the first things you want to do is try and find some flint, preferably. There are other different materials that you can use, but typically the best material to start with is flint, and that'll be how we make some of our first tools. I will go ahead and grab, well, that's a dead little rabbit. I will go ahead and grab some cranberries there because we will need some food. There's a bit of flint. Keep looking around. You need 2 pieces of flint, which that's another one. You can tell because there's that little kind of grayish rock. And go ahead, and the first tool I'm gonna make is a knife. A knife will allow us to actually expand our inventory, which I'll show you how to do in just a little bit. But what we're gonna look for is some branchy leaves to get a stick, and then a knife. Organize just a little bit, and now we have that. We'll look around some more. Oh, there's some copper bits. Now this is a modded playthrough, nothing too crazy in my opinion. Kind of vanilla plus in a sense, just a lot of quality of life improvements and things of that nature. One of the mods you can tell is letting me zoom. That's a wolf over there. And I also have a mod that adds in these auto map markers, which is just, again, a nice improvement. Is that a bear? I think I saw it. Yeah, there's a bear there. And a deadly pit. Very nice. Now, danger will lurk around every corner, as you can tell. I do want to head over here and see if there's anything interesting in these ruins, so we'll just kind of skirt around the edge. Just looking. A tool. A tool vessel will be useful. We got another knife and an axe. So that axe is a nice little find. Some more cranberries. Definitely one of your first things you're going to want to get is a lot of food. An ore vessel. Not super useful. We'll definitely grab them up later. Grab some more things of that nature. Bear was over this way. Hopefully we can skirt around it, but actually I want to run over here to this building. It's a, I believe in the newest update, it's like a guaranteed location for a treasure trader, and they are who you can kind of go to for the lore and story events to get to at least the starting point, and then later on as well. We'll pop in here, talk to this guy. Anything Edel is his name, and yes, he's a treasure hunter, and we'll mark him. And he'll allow us to, like I said, eventually kind of progress in the story, but that's a little ways down the line. I'm not too focused on it at the moment. Sounds like we got a rift there, which is a fun and dangerous thing. But, on to progression. So, cattails. These lovely things here are going to be some of our first... They're going to allow us to make some of our first inventory upgrades to let us expand, because with these cattails, or if you're further in the southern regions of the world, reeds, these allow you to make hand baskets and some other kind of permanent storage solutions like placeable stuff. Alright, so we went ahead and gathered up a whole stack of these cattails, and Vintage Story has a really useful feature in that it has a handbook. It's like an in-game built wiki. All you have to do is you can hover over an item, hit H, and it'll bring up the handbook, or you can just hit H when you're not looking, or just anywhere, and it'll also bring up the handbook. But with this, you can at least hover over, hit H, and you'll know what can be made from these items. So as you can see, we can make some hand baskets, and the other item that we're going to try and make is this reed chest. So, hand baskets are pretty simple in that they look like that, and those go down into these 4 slots, and that allows you to, as you can see, expand your inventory. And the next item that we're going to make is a reed chest. Now, I have a mod called Carry On that'll allow me to place it on the ground, pick it up, hold it, and now it's on my back. And it's just a useful kind of quality of life feature, so that way you can expand your inventory. So that's pretty nice. Now, I believe that's an apple tree, so that's pretty nice. Is there anything else of note in the area? Does not look like it. So I think we're going to start heading down towards where I would like to settle. Like I said, I did look around a little bit to find a nice seed with some of the prerequisites, and one of those is I really wanted to just be near-ish. Is that a wolf? Oh boy. I just wanted to be near-ish to a large ocean, large body of water. Interesting, another pear tree looking thing. And which down here is an ocean as best I can tell. And it's just again, kind of a nice little thing to have. So we'll just head on down that way. Now I am getting a little peckish. Go and eat up some of these cranberries. It's like some sort of deer. And definitely be collecting up a bunch of... I'm actually going to grab this worm, if I can find it, yes. So this worm is from Primitive Survival, other mod. But we'll keep heading that way. And definitely grab any food that we can. Like these more cranberries. And we'll keep heading down. Coming up on a trader not too far from spawn. Let's see what this fellow has. So, Yearn. You are a agriculture trader. Interesting. Alright, so you can sell some decent stuff and... Okay. Not a bad trader to have. Appreciate you. But we'll keep heading to the southwest here, as the place I want to settle is off this way. I did find a couple little bits of lead and brown coal in a few different spots, so that's definitely always a helpful thing to know where it's at. But along the way, we'll see if we find any copper, any more little bits of copper, as those will definitely be helpful later on once we actually get into metallurgy and whatnot. And looks like there's another little ruins here. Not sure if there'll actually be anything useful. Actually, it looks like it's just this. So we'll ignore that for now. Oh, look, more copper. Fantastic. Pretty big one. Now, these spots, you do want to mark where you find surface copper, as there is copper underneath. If you just dig down after you get to your pickaxe level, or once you get to pickaxes and stuff, you will actually be able to get a little bit of copper that way. There's some onions there, which I will go ahead and grab up, because we will eventually need to start a farm, and sooner the better, and better to have all the components to do so. And some flax. Flax is a wonderful find. In this Vintage Story, you're going to need a metric ton of flax. So we'll continue on down this way. Looks like... Now, there's this little spot here, which kind of looks like it could be... Yep. A meteorite impact site, which is pretty cool. And also looks like there's a bunch of rye grain there grown. But this stuff is another mod that just makes high fertility soil easier to see. Oh, there's another bit there. And it's just... Because when you're running around, it's nigh impossible to actually find the high fertility soil because it just looks like any other soil. Looks like there's a bit of red clay over here and more flax. So we'll definitely grab all this up. Nice little place. A lot of resources right here. And we'll keep heading towards where home will be. So we're exploring and we just came upon this. I don't know how safe it is. I don't know if there's gonna be... Okay, there is a way in. It's just... Oh, an aged bed. That's a great find. I got some gears. A torch holder. Fantastic. Some more rusty gears. More rusty gears. Alright. I'm going to actually grab this crate too, just because it might be a little bit helpful. But I don't want to overstay my welcome because this is on the cusp of being underground, and definitely rather avoid any of the nasty drifters down below. Alright, we're nearing our end location, and I went ahead and made ourselves a shovel because I'm going to be grabbing a bit of dirt here real fast, as most people probably make myself included, make just a nice little dirt shelter for the night. All will be fine, hopefully. We'll grab more closer to the location, but as I was saying, there were some prerequisites for the world, one of which was I wanted to be near an ocean. Another was near-ish to spawn back here. And the final is we're going to be living in in a mountain. And it took me quite a while to find one that actually fit what I was looking for. And I happened upon this one after a number of worlds. And that's as far as I explored, was to get to this point. So there is a mountain here that we're going to be calling home. So, I don't know if there's anything very useful in this open plain before it. A lot of flint, which is nice. But I'm thinking that spot right there where this like pillar almost pops up, that's going to be right down here somewhere is going to be the entrance. I think I just heard a bear, maybe? Maybe not. But, looks like there's some high fertility soil here. Let's go ahead and quickly grab up some grass. I just realized I never chopped down a tree, so we have no logs. Maybe I can quickly run over here and chop down a tree, and hopefully be able to... I'm out of space, of course I am. Pick up those berries. Hopefully I'll be able to make a fire pit and be good to go. This tree will be fine. There we are. We got a few sticks from it, a bunch of logs, which logs only stack up to 16. Now, that's where this will come in handy, is I'll be able to take this off my back, place it down. Oh, great. And there's some pigs who want to murder me, which is just a perfect timing. As I'm trying to survive the night, and I guess I'll run over here, and hopefully it's because they have a piglet. I see. Yes, so because they have a piglet, they want to protect it and thusly murder me. And I would prefer that they don't do that. Let's just get a bunch of stuff in there before. Oh boy! Alright, let's see if we can do this really fast. Grab these last couple logs and whatnot. Get the bed. Ouch. Need to clear an open hand. Grab my basket, put it on my back. I believe it's on my back. Yep. Alright, and there we go. That was a bit of a comedy. But here we are. I don't know. There's this cave up here, which when I was scouting for a location, I did see this cave. So hopefully I can just plop some of this dirt that I have. Oh, it's a map bar. Very nice. Not the safest of places to be, but might be a little dark, so I apologize. Make some dirt. Let's see. Oh, there's our ruins right here. This might be a good spot. I'll come back with you once I get a little fire pit lit, so that way we can actually see. And we have light. Beautiful. Now, just go ahead and we'll put a little bit of flint there. Great. I'll put that there. Now, whilst I have the sticks in this, I'll go ahead and make a bunch of torches. And that way we actually have some more light, and we aren't really wasting the logs this way. Toss another log in there. And we actually have this OH torch holder, so I think we'll put it there. Once we have a torch, we'll add it. Now, this is a decent little place to call home for the moment. Got a bunch of junk on the ground, a scrap axe and a scrap sword, a forge, just random stuff. There we go, got the torches. And we'll just take those out because they aren't going to be super useful at the moment. And we will just put down a couple of these torches like so. Take stock of what we have in this little ruins. So there's a forge vessel, 2 forge vessels. Break them open, see what they have. Stones, granite stones, dry grass, and more flint. What's in this chest? Some aged logs, more sticks, can never say no to that. More firewood. Tinker's part, blueprint, feather, and some clean bandages, which bandages will be useful. And then I'm just gonna put that log on there and just get rid of it. Speaking of which, we can actually just stack up these logs in an empty spot. Just for now. We got a seed vessel, an ore vessel, tool vessel, and an actual just full-on vessel. Oh wow, that's quite nice. So let's see. We'll just place that down right there for now. Grab that. Ooh, another worm. Got some random items in here. Isn't too bad. More torches, which I'll go ahead and put on the fire. Very nice. It's a pretty decent haul. I'll consolidate the inventory and get back to you. It's nighttime, not much to do. I wasn't able to pick up any clay, so get back to you in a minute. Alright, I think we got everything kind of situated, just as the local denizens have decided to show up at our, well, dirt step, I guess, since there's no door. We're just munching on these cranberries, and I got stuff mostly sorted here. Just kinda, nothing too perfect, but it's good enough for now. We'll just put that stair up there. And, I guess I'll just put the bed here for now. Now, there is this other chest I didn't look through yet. Is a ruin basilard. Interesting. Not super useful, but I'll grab it. And we'll leave the book in there with the dried grass with the other dried grass. I think there's a bunch more torches in here, which are definitely going to be useful. So not too bad. There's a bunch of clutter here. Now, I do have the setting on, because for those of you who don't know, if I were to break this, there's a setting that it will just break, or you need glue to be able to pick it up, or there's a setting that just allows you to pick it up, which is a setting that I have turned on. Over here, we got a cracked tool vessel. Let's go ahead and break that, and we got another knife and a copper axe, which, not too bad. There's this ruined tool rack here, which we'll break off and put somewhere else and put a new actual tool rack there. And that place, like, oh, that's interesting. Tool racks are pretty cheap, just 6 sticks, and then you get a tool rack, and then you can place whatever you want on there. So we'll actually place those 2 items on the knife there. So yeah, this is kind of our... This is our, yeah, this will be our starting abode, so not too terrible of a find. Definitely a little rough. I might section off part of it, at least. How long is this grain good for? Yeah, never mind. 8.1 years. So whilst we're here, I'll talk a little bit about world settings. Most of it is just the basic settings. I do have some stuff like the copper generation is slightly more common. Same with, I believe, tin. Just because I like to stay in tool, or, you know, like Stone Age to Copper Age, etc. That was a lovely shiver. That's creaking noise. But whilst I like staying in the ages for a little while, I don't like it to be super hard just to find some copper, especially since later on copper becomes very useful in making nails and lanterns and stuff like that. So beyond that, most of the other stuff is pretty much just default, except for just tweaking the world generation so I could get a decent area like this. So, as it's still pretty dark out, as you can see, the sun's starting to come up, I will come back with you in the morning. I could sleep, but I'll hold off on that for now. Is there any... I'm going to go ahead and make... Actually, while I have you here, I'll make a couple spears, as I don't know if there's any creatures or wildlife that live nearby, so... I mean, there was those 2 hogs, or boars, which aren't bad to have nearby, as eventually you can start a pig farm. I'll make a couple flint spears. Like so. And I packed dirt on me. Alright. So it's the next day. I've been running around just trying to find some stuff. I discovered that there are a lot of bears in the this area here. We are living right there. And otherwise, I've been just looking for some clay and stuff, and I did notice, this is very strange, there's a tree down here, and there's a beehive in it. So, I guess you could call this the bee hole. Now, there isn't really any clay I have from what I have found in the immediate area, which is not great, but not too terrible. Is there anything interesting with this? What's this? A forage vessel? Bunch of sticks and claystone, which we'll just pile up. There's a wolf. I do need some food. Shale stone's interesting. But yeah, there are, I think, three bears over in that direction. And I also found some more copper over here, some more meteoric iron, which is more common than I personally thought. And there's some more borax. So I think we are going to venture off up this way in the... Is that a trader? Looks like a trader. In the hopes of finding some sort of clay, so that way I can get started on clay forming the next night. It is just past 9 in the morning, so definitely be keeping an eye out for some more food. Alright, no clay so far, but we are at this trader I wanted to bring you along with. Hello. Building materials, not bad. This will be pretty nice to have nearby. Plus, you can sell some decent stuff to them. Kimberlite and obsidian stones are pretty expensive to sell. Now, these trades do reset over 6 days. So, every 6 days, rather. So, over time, Aldor will have some different stuff. Those sticks, but I'm still not finding any clay. Ooh, turnips. Turnips are always nice to have. So we'll see if I can find any. Oh, looks like there's some sort of structure here. I assume this is probably from Better Ruins. I don't know how to feel about it, though. I'm scared of structures, just because you never know what's lurking inside. Well, this looks pretty cool. Maybe it's not from Better Ruins. I'm not certain. What do we got in this chest? Survivor shirt, a crow mask. Can I wear the mask? I can. That's interesting. The survivor shirt we'll leave behind. And the rope I'll also leave behind. Is there anything else in here? Got a bunch of aged leaded glass panes, church window. What's in this way? Just grab up 6 of these, so that way they can just get added to my stack of packed dirt. Nothing. Oh, there's a cooking pot. That's pretty huge, actually. Means I can actually make some food instead of waiting until I get clay, which is I'm still looking for. Cool looking bell. Bed of nails, copper bracelet. Put that on. Wool-lined knee-high boots. Not bad. Not bad at all. But otherwise, just a cool little location. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. And we continue on. I have, essentially, this is our mountain home. I just went up this way, came down, and am here. What is that? Alright. It's getting kind of late in the day, but blueberries. Not the blueberries. I'll grab them. But I'm kind of, well, actually, hold on. I'm running out of space, but I always forget. I do have this wonderful thing. Found some gears. We'll add those. We'll keep the flax on me. What else? Put those away. Yeah, we'll just put most of it in here. I think that's good enough for now. Actually, keep the flax seeds out and put the cooking pot in there. There we go. I have found a few spots of of sap, or pine resin rather, which is a useful crafting material, pretty necessary for later stuff. And finally some clay. Oh, that took forever. But now that we're here, we'll gather up some. And then we'll go ahead and check out whatever that big structure was off to the west. Okay, I went ahead and gathered up 3 stacks of red clay. There's more back there, but getting a little late in the day, and I wanted to have enough time to be able to see whatever this thing is and make it back in time. There's also that smaller structure, which may be more friendly than whatever this is. There's definitely going to be rust stuff. Oh, there's a bell. Nope. Bells are things you definitely want to avoid. They're dangerous. High fertility soil. But I wonder if there's any way that we can just maybe take just a quick little peek inside. Are these all fancy aged fancy windows? Interesting. Just want to see if we can maybe see if there's anything useful loot-wise on that one. But definitely don't want to be hanging around too long with that bell. Oh, never mind. They're coming for me. Drifters are pretty dangerous, especially those ones that look like some sort of deep drifter. So this will definitely be an interesting place to tackle later. Is this all blue wallpaper? Interesting. Huh. That'll be fun to tackle. We'll check this place out real fast. See if there's anything interesting here. Hopefully it's not too dangerous. Something. There's a vessel in there. Can I dig in anywhere? Like right here. Might as well grab a tiny bit of peat while we're here. An ore vessel. Might as well break it. With just a couple pieces of lead. I guess then I'll dig... Ouch. I'll dig up this peat. And... bony soil. Leave the rest for now. Keep the blocks in my hotbar. Peat there. Alright. We got here another ore one. That's just quartz. Quartz really isn't all that useful right now. Plus it's so abundant, it's not really necessary to have. That's something. Nope. What do we got here? A farming vessel. Oh, bunch of flax fibers. That's pretty nice to find. And then an ore and a forge. Just sticks and some poultices. Brown coal. Okay. If I have any more space in here, I can put these flex fibers in there. I should have room for the rest. Cool. Alright, so nothing too crazy. The sticks down here so I can actually pick this stuff up. That's a lovely shiver. Otherwise, oh, there's one more. Another forage. Just a bunch of dry grass, which I'll leave. But now we gotta quickly head back home as it's getting a little dark out. Alright, just rounding the corner, about to head home. And I really just wanted to point out this awesome, almost natural archway, I think is the best way to describe it. Reminds me kind of, it almost looks like the outline of a person. Once we get over this little spot here, we'll be able to see it. But right here, I don't know, it just looks like a person almost. Guess there's some drifters in there, so that's fun. But we'll just run past them, hopefully not get hit by a rock. Need to pick up some berries. And then head on in. I don't see any exposed ore, but I did happen to find quite a bit of copper on this trip, so it was a decent run. I didn't get any protein, didn't find any wolves to kill, and there weren't really many animals, except for some random, found rabbits and stuff like that, but those are those two pigs that attacked me. There's a gear there, but it'll be fine. And here we are. Home sweet home, I guess. So, we got a fair bit of stuff. Let me just go ahead and space in here. There is. Just put the peat and that in there. Put down this chest. So we did find a fair few decent things. And now starts the fun part of clay forming. Now that we're back home, got our clay. I made some... did a little bit of clay forming, made some bowls and a crucible. And next up is a pickaxe mold. So I'll go ahead and show you how clay forming works. Now, when you right click on the ground, or once you put some clay on the ground, you can choose, you hit F, you can choose a mode, and you can start placing down clay with right click. Left click takes away. And clay forming's pretty easy. But it does get a little tedious. And there are some mods out there. One's called, I believe it's called Napster, and it just makes clay forming not so arthritis inducing, I guess. But we'll make a pickaxe mold, we'll make a hammer mold. And this all is going to enable us to get into the Copper Age and then further on. Be able to start dealing with some metallurgy, and that's where all that copper that we found will definitely come into handy. And we'll finish up the hammer mold. And let's just go ahead and put them down. Just quit bouncing on the bed. Put them down over there. And so we got the hammer, we got some bowls, we already have a cooking pot. So I think the next thing is I'm going to make some storage vessels, which these take quite a lot to make, but they're definitely worth it in the long run. So, and then you can hit duplicate layer, and now you just can hold. A good little tip is I like to hold left alt, and that brings up the cursor, so that way you're not having to look at all of the different voxels. Just kind of is a little bit easier that way. And there we are. We have some pit kilns going with various items that we're going to need for progression and storage and whatnot, so it'll be definitely useful as we go. And as you saw, there was a red clay patch up over there that I did forget to mark, but that was great. I genuinely don't know how I missed it. I'm curious to know if I missed any others on the track, because it's like there might be something there, but I didn't head over that way, to be fair. But I do think it is time, whilst we got those going, I do think I should probably make a couple more spears. And it might be time to hunt a bear because I'm getting a little low on food, and a bear might just be a nice influx. Maybe I'll hunt all the bears. They're actually not too bad to kill, in my opinion. I think that they, even early game, I think that you can kind of cheese it to an extent. But my inventory is a bit of a mess, so I apologize for that. Go ahead and, I guess, get stuff to do this. Grab a spear, grab the knife, another spear. Do I have any other dirt? If not, that's totally fine. I can just dig up a couple on the way. Because I do want to leave these. I'm going to need a bit more dirt. And I always like to make packed dirt. Ouch. Anything down there? Oh, poor dead rabbit. Yeah. So, there's a rift there. Guess I'll just dig up some dirt. Let's do it right by the rift. That sounds like a good spot to do it. For those of you who are new to the game, these rifts will... I think they spawn enemies. I'm not positive, like, during some points of the game, or of the daytime. Turn all this into packed dirt. 2 more. There we go. But I believe that they can spawn enemies, and also this cogwheel is like your temporal stability, and the closer we get, it'll start decreasing, and as it decreases, it's like your sanity goes away. But, so I'll actually go ahead and do it like this. Whoa. Let's go ahead and try and find some of these bears. Now, there is one, and as you see, your temporal stability will slowly go up over time. But, let's see. There were multiple bears around here, so there's one. And this time I'll actually go ahead and mark this clay. I don't know how I missed that. It's kind of ridiculous. It's right next to some peat, too. But, so to fight the bear, and kind of bring it over here. Did it run away from me? Oh, no, it didn't. Hey, you. Okay. So what you're going to want to do... I don't think it's chasing me yet. Okay, now it is. Bring it over here. Alright, whatever. Try and make it not fall down that pit. You're gonna want to build up 4 or 5 probably. And then really it's just... You can... Well... I guess it'll run away. But we'll try and grab up our spears. And that's one way to do it. Otherwise, I also usually just kind of run and gun. Like so. And then... Just like so. Strafe around. Call of Duty Zombies really taught me how to do that. And then I'll run around. Hopefully find the last spear. Oh, there it is. There you are. And creature rate's good, so it means we should get some decent amount of food and fat. And Raw black bear hide with head. Interesting. I believe that's from the latest update. You can make like a bear skin rug. And now we got some bones too. Now, bush meat is not suitable for meals, meaning once we actually get into cooking, you can't use it. But red meat, which is what you can get from like deer and pigs, I think rabbits as well, that is actually good for cooking. So we'll actually be able to make some decent meals out of that stuff, which is why farming is so useful. There is a wolf there. I think it came out of the beehole. But we'll probably go ahead and take this guy out too. Just because, oh, there's some bit of lag. You went after me? Wow, that was a terrible throw. There you are. Where are you going? I really like the new model and animation that they gave to the wolves. They're quite nice. That was a bad throw again. Nice throw, that last one. Harvest you up. And you just give us plain medium hides. Now the hides, obviously, you can use to make leather. And leather is how we can make different backpacks and stuff like that. That's just adorable. I don't like killing foxes because I love foxes, so unless I'm absolutely desperate, I'll probably avoid killing them. And then, kind of same with raccoons. Oh, the borax is down there. Oh no. Oh boy. Well, that was a rough fall. Wow, okay. Yeah, so I swear these are like an intentional thing in the game. Just pits to your death. Well, thankfully we had enough soil on us to be able to get out of there. Wow, that was rough though. That's a murder hole, and yeah. That was almost death. I'll go ahead and gather up some more soil and make another few pieces of dirt. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm gonna see if there's any more bears around. I know that there were three. I can't remember if there's one immediately here. I need to go find some food because I'm also getting a little bit rough on food. So head over here into the forest and grab some food and see what there is to see. Oh, there's a trader here. Interesting. Hello there, friend. Stretch. You sell commodities. So paper. Okay. Interesting. And I can sell some various stuff to you, so not too bad. You're quite loud, Stretch. Those vessels, I believe with a certain class, you can pick them up. And then you can, like, take them and sell them. Oh, man. I'm not doing too good there. There's some really bad throws. Oh, man. I want to take out this wolf. Where you going, buddy? It's gonna be too rough of a throw. There we go. Take it down. A bit more meat, a little bit of fat. Bones are nice. Bears. Never mind, spoke too soon. Hello, friend. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Too fast. that's rough. Okay, so we'll quickly run back to my body. Hey, there's lead here. It was all worth it because I found lead, you know? Oh man, I haven't been killed by a bear in forever. That was rough. I thought I could take it, but oh well. We'll quickly get back there. This is part of the reason why I wanted to be near-ish to spawn. But first, death out of the way means we don't have to worry anymore. Okay, here we are. Pretty close to home now. Pretty close to where I died. Let's see. Alright, so I have another mod that just kind of, I think it's like a gravestone mod. Puts everything that I had in this stone. I actually don't know how to use it. Oh man, it's so weird. You just right click and you collect everything. Okay. Let's see. What should I drop? What else did I? Okay. Nothing too crazy. I should be able to pick it back up. There we go. Is that the bear? There it is. We're taking it out. We're finishing the job. Oh, that was almost close. Very dark out. Let me get a torch. Let me get out my torches so you can... Oh, man, that was scary. That was terrifying. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, let's hope that I live. Oh, come on. Give me that back. Oh my gosh. Give me that quick. You're still alive? Holy crap. Alright, well, this is a little bit rough. I figured, you know, it should be almost dead. And now I can't see any of my torches, or any of my, what are they called? Spears. There's one. Here's one. Oh my gosh, it's still alive. This thing must be in really good health. Yep. Spear again? I think this is my only spear that I know of. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. Forget everything. We're out of here. We're out of here. Oh man. Okay, good. The blocks are on my hotbar. Guess it got really dark out. I thought that they would be, I thought I'd be fine for now. Get up. I don't know if the bear's still behind me. Oh man, it is. Oh man, it is. Get me inside. Oh man. Well, that was interesting. Did it just jump off and kill itself? I'm gonna cry if it did, because that means we get less. Well, it is rather dark out now. I'm gonna make 2 new spears. Wow, okay. I'm not gonna head back out right away. Man, oh man. All this for some food. Do I have any? Okay, I do have some grass. I'm gonna move this fire pit because I don't like its location. We're gonna put it here instead. Grab... Where did I put it? Oh, that's right there. A piece of firewood. Go ahead and throw the food on. Light it up. Fantastic. We just took a little bit of a rest and gonna eat some of our well-deserved cooked bushmeat. Some more logs on the fire To get that cooked up, we'll eat another piece, and we're gonna head out. See if that bear died. Okay, our torch is out here burnt out, which does kind of suck, but it's okay. We will just go ahead and place down some new ones. Actually, better yet, for now, we'll just leave them, and I'll definitely have these 2 torches out here. I'm gonna just dig up some dirt and I'll block that off instead. Now the question is, did the bear live? No, oh man. See, it sucks because it died, and it says it, as you can see in the info up top, says that it looks crushed, won't be able to harvest as much. That's unfortunate. Still a decent amount, but that's okay. However, our pit kills are done, so that is fantastic news. I definitely want to grab up those 2. I just heard a shiver. Grab these. And we'll leave those 3 for now. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is just run out here and plant some of these maple seeds. Maybe I'll grab... Here, this is what we'll do. Grab this and this. The anvil mold isn't super necessary at the moment, as, well, we're not going to be making an anvil. You can make... There's a few different tiers of anvils that you can make. One is copper, and I personally just don't see the point of the copper anvil. I usually just skip it because, quite frankly, it isn't nearly as useful in my opinion. Place that stuff down. Put those on there. Always good to have the food cooking up. Fantastic. Alright. So, I think this is where we're gonna end this episode for now. We are cooking up some food, got some clay forming done, stuff is cooked up, ready to go. And I think next episode, we'll get into copper. And also some other stuff. In between episodes, I'm probably gonna run around, collect some materials, like... delete these quick. Collect some materials, like... some of the peat, probably some more clay. Probably do some more clay forming and getting some more of these storage vessels. Maybe get this place cleaned up a little bit. And yeah. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you next time.